Hi, I'm Ali Patterson, and welcome to the InsurTech Show. We're going to be looking at the trends in ecosystems and integration for banks and insurers in the Asia Pacific region. With finance finally opening up, we're seeing organizations interact and connect in ways that we had never thought of before. That brings us to today's episode. We're going to be looking at the collaboration, the likes we've never seen before. Two huge and dynamic organizations, Chubb and DBS, are looking to integrate to offer up the ultimate financial services offering. To find out more, we bring in the major players of the collaboration and experts in the area who can provide additional insights to what the current ecosystem can do and what it can look like. Joining us in the virtual studio today, we have Sean Ringstead, Chief Digital Officer at Chubb, the world's largest publicly traded property and casualty insurance company. From DBS, we have Perlin Fowl. DBS, a frontrunner in digital transformation, seeks to deliver a new kind of banking that is so simple, seamless, and invisible that customers have more time to spend on people and things they care about. And with this collaboration between DBS and Chubb, they now are able to offer a world-class experience in insurance too. And providing an insight to the ecosystem as a whole is Mike Eckstein from Uncharted, a next-generation SaaS platform powering digital insurance revolution. During your time at Chubb, how have you seen the approach to partnerships change and evolve over the last few years?
Well, I think, Ali, it's a really interesting question, and I think start high level, and you've got globally so many secular changes taking place. Whether that's digitization, whether that's e-commerce. Look around what's happening today in terms of how business is being transacted in a number of sectors, and then you've got underlying demographic changes, whether that's aging or urbanization or changes in healthcare and so on and so on. And what that's really doing is driving, I think, a whole set of new business models and new ecosystems. And I think from my perspective, those who are successful or will be successful in riding the tailwind of these trends, they have something in common. And they've expanded beyond their original core business to meet new market opportunities and consumer demands. And they're expanding their value chains by doing that. And that expansion increasingly includes partnerships with insurers like Chubb. And across nearly every industry, what you're seeing are enterprises developing these new ecosystems or platforms. And really what we mean by an ecosystem in that way or a platform, I think of as a network of overlapping services, right? Where we're providing consumers with one-stop shopping and a really relevant experience. Obvious examples come to mind, right? With Alibaba and Tencent in Asia or Amazon and Apple in the States. But if we were to focus on banking, right, as an example, many banks are moving towards what I would call a convenience banking model, and they're tailoring a number of non-traditional financial services around milestone moments in someone's life. Right? Think about getting married, going to university, buying a new home, and they're doing that digitally. And at each of those moments, there's a traditional interaction with the bank, right? Whether it's a loan, a mortgage, wiring funds, a credit card, or just simply opening an account. And banks are starting to engage in these digital ecosystems by offering contextual services as a complement to the traditional transaction. Right? It's the digital wallet, think of a stock trading app or moving companies, and then you have insurance products. And by doing this, they're delivering a richer experience to their customers, and at the same time building greater loyalty and stickiness. And this, for all of these ecosystems and businesses, as they grow, it's not just banking, but other industries, come new and different risks for consumers and companies serving them. And that's where insurance comes in. That's the great thing about insurance, right? Everybody needs it, right? It makes the world move. It protects you and your family and your assets. And so, with insurance coming in, and if insurance can be transacted digitally, then it really helps the whole ecosystem, these digital ecosystems move along.
How have you seen the partnerships with external organizations increase over the past couple of years? And how has the ecosystem changed?
Well, for us at DBS, growing via partnerships is a key tenet in our digital strategy. We've continued to expand our partnerships across the different verticals, but we've also deepened our relationship with existing partners. Our digital platform today enables over 3.3 million customers to carry out our everyday banking transactions from payments to investments. And Payla, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, that is our digital wallet, and it's now routinely used by our customers for shopping, for dining, for transportation, in addition to peer-to-peer transfers. This year alone, we have actually signed up and integrated even more merchants and partners onto the Payla platform. And this includes transportational partners like ComfortDelGro and Gojek, to Temasek Foundation's GetMask, Shopify, Google Pay, Paywave, YQ, FaithPay, just to name a few. In fact, we've also integrated insurance solutions onto our platform like travel insurance and mobile protect into Payla. And these digital journeys are very seamless, and they are auto-populating our customers' data so that the purchase of insurance is really simpler and faster. In addition to that, we've also created financial marketplaces for our customers to buy and sell properties, automobiles, make travel arrangements, or switch utility providers. And as in July this year, we've introduced a new health portal where we are able to provide insurance products and comprehensive health solutions to all our customers as well as gig workers. In terms of the ecosystem landscape, we do see a lot more evolution coming through. A lot of it is because of new entrants into the markets. Fintech companies have started to mature, and they have ambitions beyond their original mandate. They are coming into the banking space. They are lending money. They are giving out, taking in deposits and giving out retail investments. We are also seeing the emergence of virtual banks and digital standalone banks. And more recently, of course, COVID-19 has also accelerated the digital adoption and digital disruption that we are seeing. And we are seeing a lot of changes in the marketplace. We're seeing our partners' business models altering, and we're seeing customers' behaviors and expectations changing as well. So I think there's going to be a lot more changes in store for us in the months ahead.
One of my favorite banks is DBS, and not just because they like to think of themselves as the letter D in the word Gandalf: Google, Amazon, Netflix, DBS, etc. And of course, there is now obviously the partnership between Chubb and Chubb Studio and DBS. Can you tell us a little bit about this partnership and what it entails?
Yes, I mean, just for background, right, we announced a long-term 15-year partnership with DBS in 2017, and that's to exclusively distribute consumer and SME insurance products to DBS's large customer base, right? They're in Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Indonesia, etc., and to do that through their banking channels, including in-branch and various direct marketing channels. And to date, we've co-innovated a variety of customer-focused online and mobile digital insurance products, which has been tremendously exciting. So, for example, we launched a fully integrated solution within DBS's e-wallet. They call it Payla. And we built our travel insurance platform within the Payla app, and it pre-populates customer details and allows them to pay in-app. And the customer journey is really quite seamless. And our products are now fully integrated as a one-click purchase on DBS's mobile platform. And you can think of products such as personal accident, health insurance protection. And these are tailor-made specifically for DBS to match their customer segments, and the bank product integration points such as bill payment, remittance, and credit card applications. And if you think back to what we were talking earlier about ecosystems and the need to integrate within the bank touch points with the customer, these are some very real practical examples of where and how we've done that. And the partnership continues to evolve, right? DBS recognized early on knew customer insurance needs during the pandemic. At the onset of the pandemic, DBS wanted to provide its customers in Singapore with a COVID-19 related insurance coverage. And recognizing the importance of DBS providing peace of mind to their customer base, we quickly developed the COVID-19 hospital cash policy specifically for DBS. So that's just one example of how we're partnering and how we're innovating in this very strong relationship.
I always love it when there's, again, two partnerships such as this, because it just, in many ways, it just makes sense. Fantastic banking, fantastic insurance come together. So how did this relationship come about? And I imagine, of course, that it wasn't just boom, instant partnership, it was various stages?
Well, the partnership represents the coming together of two leading organizations and combines DBS's superior Asian banking franchise with Chubb, which is a global leader in general insurance. I think the bedrock of our partnership, in terms of our culture, in terms of, where we see our future together, is really a combination of the following elements. It's really about doing what's right for our customers. It's about aligned work cultures. It's about leveraging on technology and also having a shared vision of for innovation. So Chubb's commitment to digital innovation, its active collaboration with partners and offering really, a suite of market-leading products across different customer segments makes them an ideal partner for us. It also helps us to deliver the digital customer experience that we are known for. So I give you a couple of good examples, right? So one good example would be the strength of our partnership is really the development of a complementary COVID-19 cover, which is clearly a very relevant product in today's world. Both organizations wanted to do right by our customers, and we were in a position to help. More than 1 million of customers and their families actually signed up for this complimentary cover in under a month. And as two organizations coming together, we are really glad to be in a position to offer a level of assurance to our customers in their moment of need.
So during your incredibly long time at Uncharted, have you seen partnerships with external organizations start to increase? How has the ecosystem changed in terms of the insurance industry as a whole?
Well, I think just to your first point, I think insurers is now at a point where, after having gone through the 2 or 3 or 4 years of attacking this or going at this digital transformation piece and trying to figure out their positioning within the market, the insurers is the underwriter, and this is where the product gets developed. This is where the actual insurance portfolio is being managed, the risk is being managed, and that goes together with all the capital risk and so forth. And of course, they've got the license, and that should be their business. It should be the focus around that. I think the notion of insurers trying to be, the next technology company or the next Google or Amazon is just not. It's not going to work. It's a tough thing to swallow, but people just don't want to interact with insurance companies. They just don't, right? So I think the faster the insurance companies understand that and realize that, the better for the end customer in the end. And so the end customer, the way that they would like to consume insurance is through existing lifetime or life cycle journeys, right? So I go onto my bank because I'm on my banking and I'm planning my finances in any way. Insurance just forms an intricate part of that, and so from an insurance standpoint, building out the technology, the open API framework to then make that product available and then integrate that into a front end environment like a bank or a distribution endpoint or a partner just makes absolute sense. It allows accessibility, first of all, for the customer. You're not asking them to drop whatever they're doing and now go to a separate insurance experience, which I don't think a lot of people, no one of us, doesn't matter how good the UX is, actually really enjoys that. And so these partnerships is absolutely crucial to grow not only the ecosystem environment, but it's crucial to to push insurance into the 21st century and into the future. I think that combination between, someone like a bank, but even more so someone like a distribution endpoint, it could be a Google, it could be an Amazon, it could be any one of these structured platforms. They understand how to manage clients, they understand customer service, they have all the technology deployed to do that. They do all the work to acquire these customers, which is a very big job in itself. You need to really understand marketing and all these things to do that. So they do all of that work. And then there's of course a data framework a secure data framework that's being set up within that, and that they allows the insurer to access that customer and then provide the product to that customer within a journey which, the way it's set up now, if you look at DBS, it's frictionless. There's a frictionless journey. There's no form filling that you need to do as a customer. Your details is already there within the banking app. It's a case of basically confirming what you see on the screen, as opposed to having to set out and type out forms. And then when it comes to payment, again, the same thing. You select the type of account that you want to pay for, and that's it. You're not having to go through a completely separate journey to onboard or to purchase the insurance piece. And then similarly for the claims and the servicing piece, just as important. To be honest, that's even more important, because that's when the insurance really becomes tangible as a claim point. And the same thing, the last thing you want to do is sell insurance policy on one platform and then make them go and claim at another platform, where even worse, having to call a call center and fill out forms that they send to you on a PDF or whatever else, and you sort of submit that back and forth. That's horrendous. So what these type of ecosystems partnerships allow you to do, as from an insurance point of view, it creates access to the insurance product that's never been seen before on a mass scale, and it allows the insurance company now to collaborate with the front-end distribution platform like a bank that already understands that customer, and then can start to build specific products and services around that customer according to their needs and according to where they are at a life stage. And I think that's also possibly one of the biggest gaps that we've seen so far, the last 50 years, 100 years in insurance, is in a lot of cases, insurance company don't know where you are at in your life stage. You're trying to sell you a product that doesn't necessarily fit for what you need, right? And we all know that call center call that you get at 6 o'clock at night, and trying to sell you something that you really don't need. And so what these partnerships again do is it enables that number one, frictionless interaction with the insurance product, but more so, it actually now allows between in this case the bank and the insurance company to start to build out personalized value products for the customer over their different life cycles.
Let's talk a bit about Chubb Studio. Can you tell me about how this approach to partnerships is going to change the way that you're working at Chubb, but also change the industry as a whole?
Well, I'm going to start with Chubb first, the industry, but we're very excited about it, right? I mean, I think, for context, Ali, even before we launched Chubb Studio, we had about 150 distribution partnerships globally. As a matter of fact, in just the last few years, we signed 4 major new partnerships, and that's given us access to over 60 million customers in Asia and Latin America, including major financial institutions such as DBS, right, one of the largest and most respected banks in Asia. And based on that experience and these partnerships that we've been through, we've learned that to succeed, it's got to be more than just impressive tech. Right? It's also about making the products and services contextual and relevant and very customer focused. And this is where Chubb Studio comes in, and why our product teams are particularly excited about it, because the platform will simplify and streamline insurance product distribution for our partners around the world. It can be complex, and it can be a lengthy process to stand up a combination of technology plus an insurance product. But with Chubb Studio, we really think we've simplified that process, and our partners are using the new platform to add insurance options to their own suite of products and services. And literally doing that, you can do that in minutes if you've got that appetite to go quickly, and then they've got options, right? They can, from a technology point of view, they could either stand up a website, they could either do it through a widget, or they could go with a more complex, deeper API integration. And they've also got other choices. So they could stand up a white label site, they could be co-branded, or it could have a Chubb branded design option. And the Studio technology allows direct access and interfaces for our partners to make their own adjustments in real time, and dashboards to keep track of everything. So really, in a nutshell, Ali, it's, what Studio means is that Chubb can handle the insurance stuff, quotes, underwriting, payments, billing, claims processing, and so on. And that allows our partners to focus on providing the insurance solutions that are most relevant and useful to their customer base.
Are digital ecosystems becoming more common with increasing openness of data and, of course, OpenAI technology, as we've seen in Chubb Studio?
If you look at Chubb Studio, I mean, I think Chubb is definitely one of the front runners when it comes to digital transformation. Chubb has been, if you look at going back all the way to 2015, 2016, they literally took the bull by the horns, and that comes from incredible leadership within the company to just go, right, we understand we need to get this done. We understand it's going to be tough, but we have to start investing into this, and they have, and they've been almost a great. There's been incredible case study to follow, and partnership like DBS and Grab and all these other ones, that doesn't come by itself. It comes from number one, from leadership taking that stand and saying we are going to take this on. We understand it's not going to be perfect. We understand we're going to have a whole bunch of risk and stuff, but we have to do this. And then secondly, what flows from that is, of course, these type of successes that comes over time. It's not something that comes overnight. Coming back to Chubb Studio and the API environment, what Chubb Studio allows a company like Chubb to do is to start to expose its coverages and products to the digital ecosystem, whatever that might look like. So the product, and when I talk about the product, I talk about the product end to end. So it's not just the actual policy; it's the policy, the servicing, the claims, all of that packaged into the different API frameworks, and its ability to then expose this without the need of going through massive integrations every time you want to do that. And I think that's so crucial, and that's so key, and it's so relevant currently for the market. It then also allows a company like Chubb to really focus on the product, on the portfolio management and risk management, which they do really well, and then basically partner with a front end platform, which is in this case a DBS or a bank, in allowing the customers to access these products, and then obviously coming together as within the partnership to drive optimization, and then ultimately, more product innovation as you go, and sort of personalized service.
Looking a little bit to the future, do you think there's going to be more collaboration and partnerships between insurers and banks such as yourselves?
Yeah, I think, if you look at the last 5 to 10 years, you will see a whole plethora of partnerships coming through, right, in the marketplace between banks and traditional insurance companies. We see there to be a natural alignment and a fit between banks and insurers, because it allows the synergies to be harnessed and to achieve mutually beneficial outcomes. Again, right, banks have a lot of information and a lot of customer data, and we are also in a position right now where there is an abundance of us social media data that's coming through, IoT, for instance. So the whole sharing of data from disparate sources, making sense of the data, and having an open API architecture will increasingly become a target operating model, we believe, for insurers and for banks. In DBS's case, right, the trust that we've built with our customers over the last 50 years have really allowed us to, achieve customers' minds, customers' hearts, and of course, wallet share. Having Chubb as a strategic partner is enabling us to serve our customers better, so that our customers can, really live hassle-free lives, if you will. And jointly, we have a singular goal in mind, and that is really to make banking simpler, to make life simpler, and faster, better for our customers. So that, in our slogan is really to live more and to bank less. And we believe that, the success that we are seeing from our partnerships with Chubb in particular and across the board, with all our various partnerships, is really testimony to the fact that going forward, the target operating model will really be predicated along these lines.
Well, that's all we've got time for on today's episode of the InsurTech Show. The APAC system is so exciting. It's driven by customer demand and the innovations there are incredible. The future looks so bright. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about the new face of collaboration and partnerships in the region and what you can expect from large financial institutions of the future. Let's see if the rest of the world can keep up. See you next time.